Hey, Noah here, and this is part 25 of my Contempt of Court Let's Play. So, last time we questioned Maggie Bird about the scene, and we learned that Vex Vulper, well, we already knew Vulper was in the room, but now we're going to question him about what happened during the crime. And see if Detective Snow really did kill Peridox, or if it was Vulper, or if it was some other third party that we don't know. Let's go. Court is back in session. Before we summon our esteemed guest to the stand, I have here the findings report of the investigation of the interview room's power box. Now let's see here. According to the report I was handed by the bailiff, the power box did indeed receive severe electrical damage on the night of the crime. Seems that you were telling us the truth, Detective Snow. I'm sure you understand we just have to check up on these things. No offense, Your Honor. To be perfectly honest, though, I was just guessing. The thunderstorm, the power outage, two and two together. So the power box really was struck by a bolt of lightning that night. Meaning that the blackout was genuine. That was going to be important for later. Now that that's out of the way, it's time to bring in the witness. Mr. Brisbane, is Vex Vulper in the building? Yes, Judge, he is. He awaits summoning into the courtroom. So Vulper is just outside in the lobby. Was there any trouble in bringing him here? Unfortunately, yes. He put up quite a fight when he heard where he'd be going. He had to be tranquilized before he was docile enough to approach. And keep in mind that this is usually a last resort tactic. Tranquilized, you say? I suppose it was necessary if you resisted so much. Will he be in fit condition to testify? I should think so. The police issue tranquilizer doesn't last long, only about 15 minutes. It took the convoy about 15 minutes to get here from the prison. In other words, he is fit to testify. Very well, bring him in at once, bailiff. Finally, we get to hear from the man of the moment. The center of this whole thing. Vex Vulper, you are here today under grave circumstances. You have been asked to testify about your Mr. Brisbane? Oh God, what the fuck is he doing now? What the? Me. Sorry. I made myself laugh. I am so funny. Mr. Vulper, what is the meaning of this? Me. I love him so much. He's so great. Best character. Best character in this game. Best character in the franchise, to be honest. Mr. Brisbane, what's going on here? Why is he asleep? The tranquilizer. It must have not worn off yet. But I thought it was supposed to only last a short while. Why is Mr. Vulper here in dead sleep? Vulper can't seriously be still asleep from that tranquilizer. Your Honor, the witness is faking it. Faking it? Yes. Brisbane said the tranquilizer was only meant to last a short while. It needed to have been done because it was the only way to bring Vulper here to court. Now, Brisbane just said that the effects of the tranquilizer lasted just 15 minutes, and that it took the convoy exactly 15 minutes to arrive at the courthouse. Meaning that Vulper can no longer be under the drug's effect. In other words, he's pretending to be asleep. Pretending? That's slander, that is. Untrue statements like that. Well. It appears our drowsy friend is awakened. So sorry if we're disturbing you. Please do continue. That's okay. I will. Mr. Vulper! Wow, I've never heard the judge shout that loud before. What? What do you want? Do you know what time it is? Yes, I do. It's testify about your involvement with the crime time. Oh, is it really that time again? Alright then. Well, we're certainly off to a fantastic start. Why is Vulper continuously making it so hard for himself? Surely even he has the sense to know that his behavior isn't doing him any favors. I don't know myself, mate. Maybe he's just really, really, really stupid. Whatever's wrong with Vulper, I don't think we want to find out. What we do want to know is what he was up to during the night of Paradox's murder. I know that Snow is innocent, which means the only other person in the room that night was the true killer. Oh, he's just going to be sleeping through his whole testimony. Oh, do I still have to speak? Okay, let me think for a minute. The crime. Shouting! Lots of shouting! You did it, they said. A loud flash. And then, nothing. Darkness. Blackness. Ness. Then light. Redness. All taken away from me. And then, alone. All alone. Just me, myself, and Crump. There. That's all there is. I see. Actually, that was a complete lie. Mr. Vulper, this simply will not do his testimony. I agree, you haven't answered my original question. Hey, take it or leave it. Just do one or the other. I'm trying to sleep here. What sort of cryptic nonsense was that? Mr. Wright, I deeply apologize for asking this, but would you begin the cross-examination? I'll try, Your Honor. Looks like this is the way it has to be. I'm gonna have to try and decipher his testimony to work out what he's trying to tell us. Or rather, what he isn't telling us. God, I love him so much, dude. Such a good character. What? What the what, whoa. Why is it starting here? The testimony started at an earlier statement. Whatever. Okay. Shouting, are you talking about the interrogation? Obviously. Am I not being clear enough for you, righty boy? This is the only clear statement you've made so far. Right, so we know you're talking about the initial interrogation at the moment. So far, so good. What happened during the interrogation? A loud flash? Yeah, you know, a big flash. With the volume all the way up to the max. A loud flash. What was he referring to? Probably the lightning. That's something I can present, but I'll just press no. This is probably the most confusing statement of the bunch. Light and redness all taken away from you? Am I speaking Swahili or something? In a nutshell, yes. Maybe I should be trying to work out what Vulper means by redness. Then the rest will fall into place. Redness, just blood, I guess. This one's easy. You were taken to solitary confinement, right? We were taken to solitary, righty boy. Get it right. What, we? Yeah, me and... Oh, God, no. Me! It'll all be over soon. It'll all be over soon. To think that this is only the first testimony. Come on, Phoenix, get it together. Looks like he's not being straightforward with us again. You're gonna have to work out what he's blabbering about. If we're ever gonna know what he was up to that night. Might not be that difficult. Not when we compare his story with Maggie's. Well... I can at least prove this. Where the hell is it? First save. There we go. A loud flash, and then nothing. Darkness, blackness. Obviously, you're referring to when the lightning struck and caused the blackout. Yep. Moving right along, then. And light redness. The only thing red here is the knife, so... Nah, that ain't it. Let me get out of this statement. Den, alone, all alone. Compared to Maggie's, you did it, they said. I don't know. Loud flash and then nothing, darkness, blacknessness. Then light, redness, all taken away from me. What is this saying? Is he talking about the wire? It might be the wire, actually, because it was taken away from him. Redness, there's blood on this. Objection! No. That's not it. I'm thinking too hard. What could it be? What could it be? Think about what Maggie saw. Okay, well, I'm so lost right now. I'm incredibly lost. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the guide. I'm just so lost right now. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, alright, I know what it is now, and it's very stupid because I feel like the knife should work for this, but I guess I don't know. It's just so stupid. I don't understand why, but it is Dox's autopsy report. That's what it is. I think I've worked out what you're trying to say. First of all, this light must have been the backup lighting kicking in, and the redness was of course referring to when the victim was stabbed. The knife should count. It has blood on it. It's red. This is so stupid. Whatever. Ah, yes, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. And what about the final part, Mr. Wright? All taken away from me. Or rather, Vulper was taken away. By Maggie and the other officers. Am I right, witness? Right? You're practically repeating everything I'm saying. Of course that's what happened. I've been stood here shouting about it for minutes. I've heard enough. We've learned absolutely nothing new about the murder from this testimony. Not even a cross-examination has taught us anything. Actually, Your Honor, quite the contrary. We have learned something about this testimony. From this testimony. We have? Please enlighten us, Mr. Wright. Well, it may be true that Vulper has just told us what we already know. It's what he hasn't included that tells us exactly what we need to know. And what would that be? You thought you could skirt the issue by not bringing it up, didn't you? Witness, if you're so confident that you had nothing to do with the murder, why haven't you mentioned what happened during the blackout? During the blackout? So what? What is there to tell about that? Now that I think about it, I don't recall the events of the blackout being mentioned by you. Precisely, Your Honor. In other words, the moment of Perry Dox's murder. And Vulper refuses to elaborate on it for some reason. I see. I too find it strange that you haven't shared your reflections on the murder. I'm sure we would all like to hear this added to your testimony. If you would be so kind. If I would? I don't know, would I? Look, how would I know what happened in the blackout? Would you know what happened in the blackout? There's only one plausible reason as to why he didn't tell us about the blackout. And now he has no choice but to elaborate. There's no way out. There's no way out for him now. During the blackout, nothing happened, all right? When there was darkness, there was nothing. When the lights came back on, the officer guy was already dead. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with any of the murders in that room. Any of the murders? What? Any of the was that a typo, or did he anything with the murders in that room? What? I'm warning you, witness. I'm just about at the end of my tether with you. Blah, blah, blah. Just get it over with. Go ahead and send me to the chair. I'm sure Righty Boy would enjoy that. Don't listen to him, mate. That's the cheapest guilt tactic I've ever heard. You've got him sweating now, so this trial will be over soon. All we need now is proof that Vulper was the one who committed the murder. Begin the cross-examination. That's bullshit. So murder is nothing to you? It never has been, Righty Boy. But that murder didn't even happen. I'm telling you. What do you mean the murder didn't even happen? Let me put it this way. That makes no sense. Your face makes no sense. Mr. Vulper, you are now being beyond childish. So I suggest... Beyond childish? So what, are you saying that I'm being grown up? Of course I am, you idiot! I'm 30 years old and totally angry! Mr. Wright, would you do my blood pressure a favor and move on, please? Yes, Your Honor. So much for pressing that statement, I suppose. What happened next, witness? He was already dead when the lights came back on, with the knife from earlier growing out of his back, like a beautiful red flower. Right. So are you saying that you didn't do it? Any of the murders, that's... How sure are you that you didn't kill the victim? As sure as crystal, or mud, however the saying goes. Something about this statement stands out for some reason. Something about that testimony rubs me the wrong way right off the bat. First of all, he insists on saying he didn't have anything to do with it. But there's something else that strikes me as odd. What could it be? Yeah, oh shit, no. Okay. Yeah. Nothing to do with either of the murders in that room. There was only one person murdered in that room. What are you talking about? How do I prove that, though? Do I just do the autopsy report? Or do I do Maplethorpe's autopsy report? I'll try this one first. No. Okay, Doc's autopsy report then. Nope. The Wire. Shit. Oh, because it has his fingerprints on it. I didn't think about that. It was so simple. You vex Vulper. Ugh, again with the random name shouting. What's up, Righty Boy? Did I say something wrong? In a manner of speaking, yes. You claim to have had nothing to do with the murder of Perry Docks, am I right? That's right, right? It'd be right to write that you are right now, right? Oh. I love him. Why, what's wrong? Borrowing from Brisbane there. This is where we'll have to disagree, I'm afraid. Does this look familiar? The knife that the officer put on the table while they were yelling at me? Maybe it does. What's it to you? This knife was indeed used to stab the victim. And there was a way we can know who used it that night. The fingerprints on it. There were 2 sets of fingerprints found on the knife. The victim's and yours. Ha 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 ha! You see, at least my fingerprints weren't found on the... Wait, what? Order! Order, I say! Mr. Wright, is this true? Are the witness's fingerprints really on that weapon? Detective Smith said this himself in his testimony. And of course, a fingerprint analysis was taken of the knife during the investigation. There's no way you had nothing to do with the murder. This is... They must have been Crump's fingerprints. Maybe he was there when it happened. Something else seems off about that statement, too. I'm on a roll here, so I have to tread carefully. Don't want to make the wrong move. I'm going to save here. Keep going. I guess I have no choice. I have to keep piling on the pressure. I can't leave a single stone unturned. Vulper, I have something else I need to address. Oh yeah? And what's that? Your house? Only one murder occurred in that room, as we all know. Yeah, but why did you say murders? Answer the question. Was there another murder that we don't know about? Mr. Vulper, answer the question. Very well. If you won't provide us with a straight answer, you will instead amend your testimony with this information. Fuck. Fair enough. Did Vulper accidentally let slip that there was more than one murder in that room? But that's ridiculous. Only one murder happened. Unless... I wonder... Why are you looking at Snow when you say that? I don't like this. Is Snow guilty? Did he do something? I fucking hope not. Oh, the coffee cup. That's what he means. Are you hinting at another possible murder that happened? I didn't mean to say that. Crump did it. Crump did the other murder. Another murder. Did Vulper accidentally Yeah. Yep. Oh, he looked at Snow because of the coffee cup, but he's alive, so that makes no sense. Save. Back. Coffee cup. I've got you now. Huh? Now? Why now? It puzzled me when you said attempted murder. And we all know that the attempt on Paradox's life was successful. So the only reason as to why you said attempted murder is because someone else was the intended victim. What? Somebody else was the intended victim? Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Very well, Your Honor. At some point during the interrogation, Detective Snow's coffee was poisoned. Ah, yes, I remember. Yes, and the only person in the room at the time who could have done it was none other than Vex Vulper. I don't think so, Mr. Wrong. Brisbane, I forgot about him. I already told you who poisoned Snow's coffee when I explained his motive. The victim, Perry Docks. I assume you have a reason for suspecting Vulper of the coffee poisoning. I can't breathe. Having allergies. Order, order, order! Oh yes, you did tell us that it was the victim who did it, Mr. Brisbane. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have evidence? Do you have evidence to prove that it was Mr. Vulper who did it? I need to calm down for a second and collect my thoughts. Suspecting Vulper of emptying the atroquinine sacket into Snow's coffee that night. But how do I prove it? Okay, then wrong. Let's start with when Vulper had the opportunity to poison the coffee. This question shouldn't be so hard to answer. There's no need to overthink it too much. Very well, Brisbane. The defense will now answer your question. This should be funny. So go on then, Mr. Wrong. When would Vulper have had the opportunity to poison Snow's coffee? During the blackout. That makes the most sense. During the blackout, of course. During the blackout, huh? But I thought that a bolt of lightning had struck the power box. How could he have planned such an opportunity? It's true that the power outage was the result of a freak accident. But being an opportunist kind of guy, Vulper made use of this twist of fate and seized the opportunity to poison the defendant's coffee cup. Witness, is this true? What do you have to say for yourself? I knew it. Vulper originally tried to kill Detective Snow. Hold it right there. You thought you could pin the poisoning on him, did you? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you trying to defend Vulper? What are you doing? He took your eye, bro. And he tried to frame you for the murder of your friend. Why are you trying to defend him? Do you really want to win that badly? You still haven't answered my original question. Can you prove Vulper was the one who did it? Yes. Yes, I can. What? You want proof that Vulper poisoned the coffee? And here it is. Piece of tape. No. I can't examine it, so... Can I examine this? No. Tape. Empty. Well, it was found under his chair, so... That's not it. Maybe the tape? It's the tape. Are you sure you remember everything there is to know about the sack at Brisbane? Of course. What do you take me for? Really? Then you'd remember that the sacket was taped to the underside of the table. And may I add, on Vulper's side of the table. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. It's true that the sacket was found on the floor underneath the chair, Your Honor. But a piece of the tape underneath the table caught my eye. And now take a look once more at the Atraquinine sacket. You'll notice a scuffed mark across the front of it. Putting two and two together, it's obvious that it was in contact with a strip of tape. That's right, this poison sacket was attached to the underside of the table this whole time. Vulper clearly reached under and took it, using it to contaminate Detective Snow's coffee. Dr. Snow? What a stupid suggestion. Brisbane, help a fellow enemy out here, huh? Yeah, that's a stupid... What? What are you doing? Bro. Why are you helping him? I believe I should step in and speak for the prosecution right now. What was it doing there in the first? Of course. It's so obvious to me now. He was clearly the one who... How could he have prepared a sacket of poison to have been there in the... What have I told you about interrupting me, Mr. Brisbane? What? But it's a perfectly reasonable question. Silence! I suppose I am right in assuming that the witness most certainly did poison that coffee, as his fidgety behavior seems to rectify. Look at me when I'm talking to you, witness. Now then, the defense has proven that you definitely were the one who used the poison. And thanks to the prints on the knife, we can assume that you murdered Mr. Dux too. Not to mention that you are the prime suspect for the murder of Cedric Mapplethorpe also. This court formally accuses you, Vex Vulper, of 2 murders and 1 attempted murder. Have you anything to say for yourself? Have we done it? Is this trial over? No, definitely not. I see. I will now hound down my verdict. This court finds... Wait. Wait a damn minute. What am I doing? One more testimony. That's all I ask. What's he up to now? Oh, now, I see you have found your tongue at last. What would you possibly want to testify about now? I didn't do it. Let me prove it. Do it. Tell us all why Snowball is the killer and not you. You'd like that, wouldn't you, Brisbane? Wow. He wants to win so bad, he's willing to... Dang. This is crazy. Very well, but this is your absolute last chance. One last testimony, huh? Okay, Vulper, if that's the way you want to do it. It's time to end your flimsy charade for once and for all. Final plea of innocence. Whoa! Oh, it's just a theme. It's just a theme, okay. Look, I didn't do it. I didn't kill that officer, and I didn't kill Cedric. You want to know why? Because I had no reason to kill either of them. I often fantasize about murder, but my days of killing are long gone. First of all, that garrote wire. That has nothing to do with me. And secondly, the knife. How could I have smuggled in something like that? And thirdly, what's this about me poisoning Snow's coffee? Link me to it, I dare you. No motives for murder. No decisive evidence. You have nothing! Oh, shit. I forgot the final stand. I forgot to read that. My bad. Final stand? I don't think so. What's a final stand without guns? I'm not trusting you with a gun if my life depended on it, which it wouldn't. Mr. Wright, you may begin the final cross-examination. Okay. I'll just press everything. How sure are you that you didn't commit the murders? Excuse me, I only just arrived here and already you're accusing me of premeditated homicide? I've always said that you lawyers are an obnoxious bunch of bumbling fools. I am Titus Grump and my good friend Vex Vulper is innocent. That's sure, huh? So yeah, like Crump said, I'm innocent. Oh, sorry, I have to cut this short. I have to go. I'll be back in a second. I am now back. I had to, my dad needed help with something around the house, so I'm now back. Where was I? Yeah, I got this. That still doesn't excuse you, you know. You've been considered to be mentally unstable, clearly reflected in how you've been behaving. You didn't need a motive. Your murderous tendencies have been established long ago. Tenderous murderancies? What sort of lame term is that? You didn't need to go and pull the tenderous murderancies card, you know. So you claim to be a changed man, huh? Changed? I'm a bit old for diapers. I'm not sure you've noticed. This whole testimony's a load of diapers. Haha, see? Shows how much you know. That can be very easily proven, Vulper. Brisbane's face tells me that he's figured it out too. He should know. After all, he did provide me with the answer I need. I have to go. I'm getting a call. Alright, I'm back again. Hopefully this is the last time I have to leave. That took way longer than expected. That was like 30, 40 minutes. Anyway. You might want to consider rewording that statement. What? Why? Because I've just found a contradiction, that's why. I already told you, you used the sacket that was taped underneath the table. And after the poison was used, you discarded the sacket under your chair. How does that prove I used it? I'm gonna save here. Always gotta keep pressing. You know, Vulper, all this talk of poison reminds me of something. What? Think back to the cicatrice murder trial that happened not too long ago. Wait, why did you invite us in and give us information on the crime? Ha! You thought I was gonna let you walk away? I was gonna poison your tea when I went off to make it. Poison? I'm going on a bluff here, but I might be able to trip him up if I'm right. The poison you were going to use to kill me and Maya. It was atroquinine, wasn't it? Huh? Is that a reaction? I have to admit I wasn't expecting one. Nah, bro, keep going. This might be it. This could be the chance I need to tie Vulper to the poisoning. I'd be a fool to let it go. So you're saying that you were in possession of atroquinine? Yeah. That's... You got me. Not! Thought you had me there, didn't you, righty boy? Huh? He was faking that reaction? Let's move on, shall we? And it's back to square one. Like I said, you didn't need a motive considering your mental instability. How charmingly judgmental of you. And as for decisive evidence, well... Yes? Exactly what piece of evidence screams, Vulper did it! He's the killer! And I literally mean scream. Which evidence jumps in the air and screams my guilt? Isn't the knife covered in your prints proof enough? Well, mate, looks like he still hasn't given up. Since he's so flustered, he's bound to slip up and make a stupid statement or two. You know, there was a statement or two that sounded strange in the way he worded them. Was there? What the fuck? The hell? I should identify which Sam is there in front of... Okay. Phoenix just breaking the laws of physics. Yeah, this is the beginning of testimony. That's bullshit. Yeah. Are you honestly saying that the wire can't be connected to you whatsoever? Hold on, I'm gonna eat a taco. Okay. Come on, Vulper. Even you can't be that stupid. What part of ... don't you understand? Very well, then. Very well. Then how do you explain the fact that your DNA is all over the weapon? And may I add, near both ends, meaning that you held both ends with your hands. Very heavily implying that you used it to strangle Cedric Maplethorpe. You are joking. I mean, this is some kind of... This is just... What?! Order! Order in the court! The defense is right, Mr. Vulper. To deny evidence like this is to say that grass isn't green or the sky isn't blue. Well, in all fairness, grass can be yellow, too. Silence! Vulper's reactions are really starting to seem more and more authentic. Is he really as clueless as he appears? Can you continue to play dumb witness and you'll have my gavel to answer to? Mr. Wright, you may continue the cross-examination. Did I press this one yet? I'm gonna save. You found a contradiction. How is that contradictory? He could have brought the knife in with the poison, I guess. That's a possibility. No, it's not a possibility. I'm wrong. No. Okay, well... I don't get how he could have... I don't get how this is a contradiction. Phoenix said that he may want to rephrase that, but there was no way for him to smuggle the knife in. Because just, I don't know, maybe he hid the knife in the sink? Oh, because, wait, no, Doc's brought it in. What is going on? I guess that's it. So Vulper, did you just say that you couldn't have smuggled the knife into the interrogation? Yes. Anything I said, whatever I said, it's the truth. Either the pressure is really getting to you, or your memory must be deteriorating. Because this knife was brought into the room by the victim, Perry Docks. Don't tell me you don't remember, Vulper. Yes, indeed. It is true that the victim brought the knife along to the interrogation. Why then, Mr. Vulper, did you panic in your statement about you having smuggled it in? That is true. With that statement, you might as well have said, huh? What suspicious object that I know absolutely nothing about? And besides, your fingerprints are on the knife's handle as clear as day.
What?
Indeed, that fact has been clearly established earlier in the trial. Why indeed would Mr. Vulper's prints be on the knife, I wonder?
Vulper already knew that Docs brought in the knife. Is he really saying that he doesn't remember?
I think it's time to end this cross-examination.
Huh? But the wire and the sacket, they aren't decisive enough?
Clearly there is no need to continue with today's proceedings.
And what exactly does that mean, Your Honor?
Mr. Vulper's unsavory behavior has done nothing but incriminate him further and further. However, as much as he has proven himself to be quite the piece of work on these cases, the defense has not presented adequate evidence to imply him as the perpetrator of these crimes.
What the fuck is this? That's bullshit. Yes, I have. What? No, I almost had him. Ah, you hear that, Mr. Wrong? I've got this one in the bag. I won. I've beaten you at last. And as for you, Snowball, you will pay for your crimes. I'll make sure of that.
Before you get overexcited, Mr. Brisbane, while I am concluding today's trial, I am not closing the cases just yet.
What? So this still isn't over?
As long as the slightest doubt remains, I cannot render my verdict. I will allow one more day of investigation for both cases, to ensure whether or not Mr. Vulper really did commit these murders.
No matter how long this investigation will take, no matter how much more time we have to spend looking for the evidence we need, I will get Detective Snow a not guilty verdict.
And now we turn to you, Mr. Vulper. While you made multiple attempts to pervert the course of justice, I can't deny the fact that...
What the... Enough just... Therefore, why you've... What is...
The death penalty, you will remain to serve your life sentence for your past convictions.
No. Can't do it. He'll get me. What's wrong with Vulper? He's being really fidgety all of a sudden.
It has also been decided that you are too dangerous to be put on your...
No! No! You can't make me keep living! The boogeyman. He'll get... What the... The boogeyman? He'll get me.
What is he doing?
What's going on? No. You won't make me go back. I admit it. I did it. I did it all. I strangled Cedric. I stabbed that officer. I tried to poison Snow. It was me. No. I almost won this one. Judge, stop the trial. We can continue I'm not safe. I'll never be safe. He betrayed me, and now the boogeyman. We're all puppets. We're all puppets in this tragic little show. Can't breathe. Need to escape. I'll fix this. He's running towards the judge.
Stop right!
The court has reached a verdict. Vex Vulper for the murders of Cedric Maplethorpe and Perry Docks, and for trying to poison a dumb police officer. You are hereby declared guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. He lost his marbles. He lost all of his marbles. Oh my god. Dumb? That's all you have to say? Bro. Are you alright, Your Honor?
Bruised my back a little, but yes, I'm fine. Bailiff, what is the situation with Mr. Vulper?
He seems to have more or less calmed down now, Your Honor.
More or less is good enough. Bring him in at once.
What just happened? Vulper's been making a big show about not being the killer. Why did he suddenly confess? Deny might. Perhaps the whole weight of the situation caused him to freak out. Like he suddenly developed a conscience or something? That's my 2 quid, at least. Vulper, what's going on in the head of yours?
Attacking a judge of the court? Why, I've never in all my years. The penalty for such an action will be quite severe indeed. Now then, in regards to both the murders of Cedric Maplethorpe and Perry Docks, I'm assuming that we have all just heard a confession from you, witness.
Yes, I admit everything.
So you confess you are responsible for both of these crimes?
Yes. Yes! Come on, come on, come all, come see the tragic puppet himself. He can't stop killing because he loves it. He loves it!
I'm assuming you're aware of the consequences, the penalty you will be facing?
Yeah, and glad I am to be ridding me of myself at last.
Very well, let's continue.
No! This isn't over! Judge, you can't close these cases! Vulper, what are you doing? Ah, Brisbane. Poor, foolish, blissfully unaware Brisbane. I'm gonna miss you too. Snow. Apologies for the mix-up. Should have turned myself in from the start. And Righty Boy. Poor, foolish, blissfully unaware Righty Boy. It's been fun.
Well then, let's move this along. Despite having already sentenced himself, I will need to formally announce my verdict. Vex Vulper, on 5 accounts of murder, for an attempt on a police officer's life, and for attacking a judge of the court, your sentence is elevated to the death penalty. You will be held pending further trial in a higher court a week from now for the death sentence. Ha. Ha. Ha.
Gentlemen. Come visit again soon, gentlemen.
It appears that old habits die hard for unscrupulous men like Mr. Vulper, murdering 4 people in cold blood for his own selfish desires. But attacking a judge and using his gavel, that was the last straw.
Good to know that you have your priorities in order, Your Honor.
In any case, I am pleased to hear you are not to blame for what happened, Detective Snow. There are still some loose ends that I wanted to address during the cross-examination, but since the killer himself has confessed, I suppose it matters little at this point. Mr. Brisbane, what is the situation with Mr. Vulper?
Uh-oh. Brisbane looks like he's about to finally blow his top.
Bailiff, escort Mr. Brisbane out for some fresh air to cool him off.
Phoenix right over. Okay, well, he's gone.
In any case, I assume Mr. Vulper is being arrested as we speak. Now, all that remains is for me to announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Robert Snow, not guilty.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did it. And with that, the court is adjourned.
Excellent. That couldn't have gone any better. Yeah, I guess it's over. But I admit I was struggling on that final testimony. I noticed. Ah, well, it doesn't matter now. Looks like he found his conscience and spilled the beans in the end. That was really strange. Why did he suddenly confess when he was getting away with it? The criminal mind works in mysterious ways, I guess. Like I said, maybe he had a sudden realization and felt a huge shock wave of guilt. Someone like Vulper? Of course. It's like that Christmas movie with the green guy who finds his heart in the end. Vulper's a psychopathic serial killer, not a green Christmas-hating monster. Hey, Robert. Congratulations. Cheers, Renwick. You don't sound very happy about it. Huh? I am. Then let your face know. Detective Smith, how is Brisbane holding up? If you listen very carefully towards that wall, he can tell you himself. 3 times as possible, I've been told by my father. As you can hear, he's doing just well. How many more losses can Brisbane take before his heart gives out? He's walking a dead man's path. The angrier he gets, the more it'll cloud his mind. It'll just continue in a vicious cycle until... Boop! Yeah, dead man's path. I should be heading off now in any case. Just wanted to stop by and say congratulations. And to you too, Phoenix, for doing such a great job. Thanks, I guess? Maybe we'll meet again someday. It's a small world, after all. This is not Disney World. Stop it. Ow, he just walked straight into my shoulder. Dude, come on. Watch where you're... And he's already gone. Boy, that was weird. Pay no attention, Mike. He's always been a few pencils short of a box of pencils. What? Okay. Hey, you're alright? You look like you're spacing out again. It's strange thinking about it. What, the fact that Vulper's gonna be executed? I know what you mean. It'll be weird, him being finally gone. Yeah. And some of the things he said during his panic attack sounded odd. Something about the boogeyman? What was he babbling about? I never knew he still believed in stupid fairy tale figures like the bogeyman. I used to believe in him too, you know, and I still don't forgive my parents for it. That's the stuff of mental scars, I tell you. No wonder Vulper was so spooked. You did say you used to be scared of the boogeyman, right? Who knows, mate? He was probably just having some sort of deranged episode. You know, it's a shame Maya's not here. We could have gone out for dinner, like old times. Yeah, that one time you mean. So what will you do now? What else? It's back to the grindstone for me, mate. I'll be heading back to the precinct. Duty calls and all that. Maybe the chief will give me the rest of the day off. He is hoping, anyway. I guess this is goodbye, then? For now. No doubt we'll cross paths again in the near future. That is, unless Gumshoe finishes whatever he's been extra busy on lately. Listen, mate, thanks again. I knew I could count on you. Cheers! And so concluded the trial of Robert Snow. Despite the obvious evidence, Vulper was so close to getting away with everything. Until he suddenly changed his mind and decided to confess his guilt. Why? He never came across as the kind of criminal who would ever develop a conscience. I wonder, during that moment, did any of your previous victims ever cross your mind? Jack Crane, your own brother, Titus Crump, or what about Marvin Grossberg? Did the lives of those men mean so little to you? Do you regret your overwhelming greed getting the better of you? Do you regret everything you've done now that you're faced with execution? It'll be strange to think that Vulper will soon be departing from this world. I can't believe I'm about to say this, let alone think about it. But I guess I'll miss him, in a twisted kind of way. So will I, dude. He's so entertaining. Later that day... There's something in my blazer pocket. How did I not notice it earlier? What is it? It feels like a card of some kind. Oh, that thorned rose symbol. I've seen it somewhere before. It's... No, it can't be. This is one of the cards owned by members of what used to be the Cadopian smuggling ring, which was recently revived under the name Aculus. The last time I saw one of these cards was... That symbol is the symbol of Niffer Mapplethorpe's employer. To be more specific, the company they work for. To be even more specific, a smuggling ring. Well, where did this card come from? And most importantly, why do I have it? Whatever the reason, I'm willing to bet that this card is a warning from someone. A warning that Aculus are far from just a bunch of contraband smugglers. They're a lot more organized and dangerous than they let on. What are you trying to tell me? Oh, we have something new. And we're going to get into this mysteriousness next time.